There was a scene in The Walking Dead that you had to give a C-section to Sarah Wayne Callies.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And you talked about wanting to quit almost rather than do the scene. And as someone who is not an actor, here's a person who knows this character, has done 1,000 scenes, has done 1,000 scenes as different characters, and all of a sudden this one comes up and it makes you want to quit rather than doing it. What about that seemed so impossible that in your day-to-day job it stuck out? And why, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, explain why it was so hard.
It's really funny because I finally, not even finally, but I just had an epiphany about that moment recently, because you know if you meet someone and there's something just so true about it, and you sort of feel that slight discomfort, like the ground is sort of unsteady, and all you want to do is run in the other direction, and then you realize that that's exactly when you have to stay. And I think when something has the potential to unrest you so much, it's the discomfort of change and something that's quite monumental. And that show is such a success because that's what it does. And facing up to that, I remember after we shot that scene, I threw up. I was so uncomfortable.
Really?
Because it was so, within the story, it's so necessary, and it was impactful because on the characters and on the viewer and just the rawness of it and the real of it. But I look back on the moment and I was like, what does that tell you about yourself? That there was a moment that was like that was so pivotal in the show and so exemplary of The Walking Dead, that was terrifying and made you want to run away, and it ended up being one of the most important things. And how do you now take that lesson and apply it to the rest of your life? Of when you feel really, really uncomfortable, just breathe and keep going through it. And there are even things within discovering a new character that you feel silly and you feel or you feel like it's too much, and that's kind of the point I was making about trusting the people that you're working with and that you're working for, knowing exactly what they're doing, and just being so lucky to have the right mentors of taking into new territory and like, trust us. And it's going to be uncomfortable because being real in front of people is uncomfortable, and falling in love and being vulnerable and letting your full self show up and be judged one way or another is uncomfortable. But what's the point if you're not going to do those things? And I remember I remember being struck with this like a week ago. I was like, oh my God, if it feels that way, you have to do it. You have a responsibility to let it wash over you and go through it. Go through the experience.
Hey folks, thanks for watching. If you like what you just saw, then why not subscribe? Click right here for lots more off camera. And if you want to see the hour-long version of these conversations, I'm going to give you the secret link. Here it is, offcamera.com. Check it out.